Hi, in this video of Inkpot, we are learning about the weight setting and price setting equations. These equations are used for medium run as well as Phillips curves. Weight setting and price setting equation forms a basic for our Phillips curve. It forms a basic for our aggregate supply and for the entire chunk of unit 2. Weight setting equation is a culmination of two things, reservation wage and bargaining power. So, when we talk about reservation wage, what is a reservation wage? Reservation wage is that minimum wage rate below which a labor is not willing to work. Why is this important for us right now? It simply changes how you view your labor population. So let's take an example to understand this. Let's suppose the population of an area is 1000 people. There are 1000 people who are available for work. So is my labor population 1000? No. Let's suppose at the current wage rate, only a wage rate which is let's say some wage rate, let's say which is some dollar X. At that dollar X only, let's suppose 800 people are willing to work. So my labor population for that amount is 800 people. My labor population is not 1000, my labor population is 800. What this essentially means is if I draw a downward sloping labor demand curve and upward sloping labor supply curve, at this point the unemployment is 0. Because at this point all the labor who's willing to work is successfully employed. Because for all the people who are non-employed here, like for example these many people, they are not unemployed because at this wage rate, at a lower wage rate, they were not willing to work in the first place. Which is why reservation wage becomes really important, because we are not studying the employees, we're not studying this balance 200, we're only studying this 800. All right. And which is why you will now understand the concept of bargaining power even better. So bargaining power is the force of negotiations, between firm and labor. It's a force of negotiation between firm and labor. Firm would always want to push wage rate down and labor would always want to push wage rate up. So anything which happens in the market changes this bargaining power, changes the firms and the labor stance, and therefore changes the wage rate. Let's take an example. So for example, let's say unemployment increases. Then the labor starts thinking, oh, there are so many unemployed people in the economy. So if I don't take the job at, let's say, 100 rupees an hour, and I stick to my reservation wage of, let's say, 120 rupees an hour, I may not get the wage. I may not get the job, because मेरे अलावा बहुत सारे लोग और ऐसे भी है ना जिनको जॉब नहीं मिली है. अगर मैं नहीं लूँगा तो कोई और ले लेगा. So automatically किसकी bargaining power कम हो गई? Labor की. When labor bargaining power goes down, then automatically the wage rate will go down. If the wage rate goes down, automatically what happens? The cost of production goes down. Cost of production goes down, so therefore price will go down, right? Price will go down. Okay, so it makes sense to connect any event which occurs in the industry and in the economy with unemployment and with prices because of the way of bargaining power. When we put both the things into equation, we get the equation of wage rate to be equal to PEF of U comma Z. Let's understand this equation. W is the wage rate. It is our nominal wage rate, 100 rupees, 150 rupees. PE is the expected price level. So the labor says I want a real wage rate of, let's say, 20 units a month. So if my expected price is 100, then that means 20 into 100 is what my wage rate should be. And if my expected price is, let's say, 200, then it goes up and up and up. So when I am a labor and I'm working, मैं ये नहीं देख रही हूँ कि मुझे कितने रुपए मिल रहे हैं महीने के, मैं ये देख रही हूँ कि मुझे कितने यूनिट्स चाहिए. सो कितने रुपए मिल रहे हैं मुझे महीने के, उसको डिसाइड करने के लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? एक्सपेक्टेड प्राइस लेवल इनटू द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स दैट आई वांट, राइट? This is a one-on-one relation. If PE doubles, W will also double. If PE triples, W will also triple, and so on and so forth. Into a function of U comma Z. U is the unemployment, Z is the other factors. U we have discussed already. Z is the other factors. Let's take an example of Z also. Let's suppose Z increases. So Z could be like a factor like a labor union. So when labor union increases, automatically bargaining power shifts to the labor. Wages increase, cost of production increase, there will be an increase in price. But more importantly, we are interested in this relation that Z increases, W increases, which is what we're showing here. Z increases, W increases. So what we're essentially saying is we don't know what Z is, there is any other factors, but we know Z has a positive impact on the wage rate. Similarly, we don't know what function U carries, but we know that U carries a negative impact on the wage rate. That means that when unemployment increases, wage rate falls, and vice versa. Price setting equation. Let's go through price setting equation one by one. We take a typical production function, y is equal to a into n. This is a typical production function, y is equal to a into n. A is any constant, n is the लेबर एम्प्लॉयमेंट. जितनी हमारी लेबर काम कर रही है उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, दैट इज डिटर्मिन्ड बाय n. We take constant in terms of scale, so that's why we assume a to be equal to 1. That's why the function becomes y is equal to n. This is a simplified function. So I'm essentially saying कि अगर मेरे पास 5 लेबर है तो 5 यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट है, अगर 6 लेबर है तो 6 यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट है, and so on and so forth. Which is why we have P is equal to MC is equal to W in perfect competition. Let's take an example. Here. P is equal to MC is my perfect competition condition. Y is equal to W. अगर मुझे एक यूनिट को प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए एक लेबर चाहिए और अगर एक लेबर का जो द अमाउंट आई गिव इज W, then to produce 1 unit I'm spending a W, which is my marginal cost, which is why P is equal to MC is equal to W, right? And if it's an imperfect competition, then P into 1 plus mu into W. What does that mean? 1 plus mu is my monopoly power. It is my monopoly power. So the more monopoly power I have, the more supernormal profits I want to make. The more supernormal profits I want to make, the higher mu is. So I'm saying if my MC is 10, अगर मेरा MC 10 है, then I'm investing 10. Then on that 10, which is this 10, I want to make 1 plus mu amount of profits. I want to recover my cost and I want to make 30% profit. I want to recover my cost and I want to make 40% profit, and so on and so forth. So it's just an extension of this one that we've studied right here. We're adding 1 plus mu because mu is monopoly power. So in an extreme case where mu is equal to 0, then P is equal to W. That means you can only charge a price which is equal to your wage rate, so you're actually only landing up with normal profits. And if mu is greater than 0, then P is definitely greater than W, which means that you're earning supernormal profits. Let's look at the medium run. In the medium run, U is equal to UE and P is equal to PE. Medium run actually doesn't exist. It's an ideal world. In an ideal world, you say if everything else was constant, which it is not is, that's why it's called an ideal world. लेकिन अगर सब चीज़ें constant होती, तब मीडियम रन में हमारे पास जो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रहती है वो सारी की सारी सिर्फ नेचुरल होती, एंड P would have been equal to PE. Let's clean that up. Let's understand it a little deeper. Natural rate of unemployment is that frictional or structural unemployment that we cannot control. मतलब ये वो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है जो हर टाइम पे इकोनॉमी में रहेगी. इसको हम करेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. ये इसलिए है क्योंकि कुछ लोग जॉब ढूंढ रहे हैं लेकिन उनको मिल नहीं रही है, कुछ लोगों ने पुरानी जॉब छोड़ दी है, नई जॉब ज्वाइन करने में टाइम है, एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट विच will always exist in the economy. We cannot do anything about it. This will always be there. All right. So in the medium run, in an ideal world, we will not have a U which is different than UN, because if it was, then we would have to change our UN. But so therefore we say that U is equal to UN, and consequently because U is equal to UN, that's why P is equal to PE. Let's understand this a little further. If let's suppose hypothetically U was greater than UN, that means unemployment जो हमने सोचा था उससे ज़्यादा है. अगर unemployment ज़्यादा है तो ऑटोमेटिकली जितने लोग काम करने चाहिए थे उतने लोग काम नहीं कर रहे हैं. क्योंकि उतने लोग काम नहीं कर रहे हैं इसलिए प्रोडक्शन जो है वो कम है. क्योंकि प्रोडक्शन जो है वो कम है इसीलिए ऑटोमेटिकली इन द इकोनॉमी we have lesser production. We have lesser production than what there should be, right? Right, so when u is greater than un, you have to look at everything from a very medium run perspective. Okay, so when u is greater than un, so automatically हम जितना प्रोड्यूस करना चाह रहे थे उतनी प्रोडक्शन नहीं हो रही है. क्योंकि उतनी प्रोडक्शन नहीं हो रही है, सो ऑटोमेटिकली हम कम प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं. देन what will happen? We have, yes, so we go to aggregate supply. Sorry Suraj, edit that, please start from u is greater than un. So when u is greater than un, automatically because u ज़्यादा है इसलिए bargaining power किसके पास है? So when we are doing un, you have to look at everything from a medium run perspective. That means everything comes down to bargaining power. Bargaining power is with firms. So what would firms want? Firms would want to bring down wages, which means cost of production will go down, which means prices will go down, which implies price will be less than PE, right? When u is greater than un, P is less than PE and vice versa. All right. So when we take P is equal to P and U is equal to UN, we are able to combine the two equations, which is W is equal to PE की जगह we can write P, a function of U comma Z, which is our weight setting equation, and price setting equation, which is P is equal to 1 plus mu into W. So we can take W and P common from both the equations. And we can actually write W by P on one side and rest everything else on the other side, and we can get the equations to be like this. Let me rewrite these. So W by P is equal to function of U comma Z, and W by P is equal to 1 upon 1 plus mu. So f of U comma Z is equal to 1 upon 1 plus mu, right? So we have a weight setting equation which is downward sloping because this is a function of U comma Z. We have a price setting equation which is a straight line, which is 1 upon 1 plus mu. On the y-axis we have W by P. On the x-axis we have unemployment. So wherever the two intersect gets us U, meaning that mu is not determined by the factors inside the economy and therefore is constant. Z is not determined by the factors inside the economy and therefore is constant. So the variables that U depend on are all constant, so we can get U by interactions of Z and mu, right? So what happens when Z increases? So if you remember, we had said that Z are other factors. So when Z increases, what happens? So for example, let's say Z is unemployment benefits. Government decides to offer higher unemployment benefits. So when unemployment benefits increase, bargaining power of labor increases. That means wages will increase, which means cost of production will increase, which means prices will increase. That's one. Second is, when wages increase, automatically there would be some firms who will not be considering paying a higher wage rate. The firms which do not consider having a higher higher wage rate obviously do not increase the cost of production, do not increase price, but they actually increase the unemployment, because when wages increase they might decide to produce less. Right? There would be, or you could actually view this part. They might decide to produce less, this part, from another perspective, which is the labor perspective. Let's talk about that also. So when unemployment benefits increases, so automatically there would be some labor who would now not work because of the concept of reservation wage. So when I was working, I was saying that I want at least 120 rupees an hour to work. Suddenly government बोलती है भाई आपको काम ना करने के हम लोग ज़्यादा पैसे देंगे. तो मैं भी यही सोचूंगी ना कि अगर काम ना करने के ज़्यादा पैसे मिले तो काम करने के भी तो ज़्यादा पैसे मिलने चाहिए. So जब अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बेनिफिट्स भर जाते हैं तो कुछ ऐसी लेबर होगी ना जो काम नहीं करेगी. अगर वो काम नहीं करेगी तो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ जाएगी. So what two things happen hand in hand? Wages are increasing and unemployment is increasing. Let's look at it diagrammatically. So we were at point A. We had a WS and PS. Everything was sorted. Z increases, our WS line moves rightward. In the short run, what happens is our unemployment remains the same and people just demand a higher wage rate. जब unemployment benefit बढ़ेंगे, practically क्या होगा? So everything in macro I've repeatedly said has to be understood three ways. One practically, second chain, third diagrammatically. So we've understood the chain, we're understanding the diagram, we'll just finish the understanding of the diagram with the practicality. Unemployment benefit increase हुए, आई एम अ लेबर. मैंने बोला कि भाई मुझे तो ज़्यादा पैसे चाहिए काम करने के लिए. मैं अपनी फर्म के पास गई, मैंने बोला मुझे ज़्यादा पैसे चाहिए काम करने के लिए. कुछ फर्म्स होंगी जो वेज रेट बढ़ा देंगी, लेकिन काफ़ी फर्म्स होंगी जो वेज रेट नहीं बढ़ा पाएंगे, क्योंकि मीडियम रन में तो डेफिनेटली नहीं बढ़ा पाएंगे ना. शॉर्ट रन में दे मे इंक्रीज, दे मे नॉट इंक्रीज, बट इन द मीडियम रन माई पी इज कॉन्सिडर्ड PE, रिमेंबर it's a medium run. So this is my short run. And what happens in the medium run? This is what happens in my medium run. So मैं अपनी फर्म के पास गई, मैंने बोला प्राइस बढ़ा दो. उन्होंने बोला मीडियम रन में तो नहीं बढ़ा सकते, आइडल सिचुएशन में तो नहीं बढ़ेगा, प्राइस नहीं बढ़ेगा तो मैं बोलूँगी मुझे काम नहीं करना. So what happened? Unemployment went up. So UN increased to UN dash. When Z increases, then UN increases to UN dash. When mu increases, that means my monopoly power has increased, right? Because of some antitrust laws or because of any other reason, because of a decrease in antitrust laws or any other reason, monopoly power, let's say, increases. When monopoly power increases, mu increases. When mu increases, automatically I want to earn more, so I will increase the price. It's a direct relation. When price increases, automatically कुछ workers तो ऐसे होंगे ना जो बोलेंगे मैं इस वेज रेट पे इस प्राइस पे काम नहीं कर सकता, उनकी वेजेस तो नहीं बढ़ी, उनके पास जो पैसा पहले हाथ में आ रहा था वो भी वही अभी आ रहा है. तो जब प्राइस इंक्रीज हो गया तो उनके लिए जो रियल इनकम थी, जो रियल वेज था, वो कम हो गया. दैट्स व्हाई दे वोंट मोर वर्क and that's why unemployment will increase. So let's see what happens in a diagram. W by P, and this is U. So initially I was at point A, I was having this much of unemployment, and this was my 1 upon 1 plus mu, and I was here in my W by P. Mu increases, so obviously mu increases, 1 plus mu increases, 1 upon 1 plus mu falls, I move down. A to A dash, W by P falls because P has increased, so W is same, W by P falls, and unemployment increases from UN to UN dash. The other way you could also look at it is you could say that firm is now producing less. Because the firm is now producing less, therefore unemployment will definitely stay up in the longer run. Right? So in this video, we've learned about wage setting and price setting. In the next video, we talk about aggregate supply and so on and so forth. Thank you.